Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Munce Report as trainer Chris Munce joins us to preview all the weekend action and catch up on some of the latest stable news. There's been plenty happening, mate. Welcome this week, and it's been a big week. You had 12 horses trialling at Doomben on Tuesday and two more winners into the mix, with Dash for Dreams storming home to victory at the Sunshine Coast, and also PHIONAIX, not PHIONAIX, leading all the way at Ipswich yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good to see him back on top of his game. PHIONAIX, he's sort of been a horse I thought might get out over a trip, hence the reason I'd run him over 1350 and 1400 his last two starts. But clearly, he's a better fresh horse back in trip. He had a good draw, which always helps at Ipswich, and he was able to make use of it. So it was nice to see him back on top of his game.
And Dash for Dreams at the other end of the spectrum, was back in the field and a long way off them, turning for home at the Sunshine Coast and produced a really strong finishing burst there. My
word, she did. And look, she's always been a filly that I've had a lot of time for. Ever since we put the blinkers on her, she's just been a completely different filly, and all her runs that she's put in since then have been top class. So certainly, she went better than I expected up there on Sunday. I thought she'd race well without being able to get home and win the way that she did. So just goes to show there's going to be a lot of improvement in her going forward, and she's in for a very bright future.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what you do with her next start and how she progresses through the preparation. Those results will also continue the stable strong start to the year with 3 winners from the last 11 starts, so continues the good form. Of the triallers on Tuesday, mate, were there any in particular that caught your eye?
I thought ICONISTA went very well. She was having her first trial back from a spell, and I thought she closed off pretty good at the end. It was only out for a nice day out and a bit of a gallop to stretch her legs, and I thought she trialled up nice. Also thought Kavak did a pretty good job. He was quite wide in a very, very fast run heat. And was still able to battle away and only get narrowly beaten into third spot. So he's certainly got a lot of improvement left in him going forward. But I thought those two probably stood out.
And obviously, being early in their prep, I'm assuming we'll see them again at the trials before at the races.
Yeah, well, they'll probably go to the jump outs or trials in a fortnight again, whatever's on, and have another day out before we look for races for them.
Very good. Well, 2 to follow there anyway. Let's get into the preview for the weekend. Informed Mare Skate to Paris continues on her preparation after her gallant second to the Candyman last start. Obviously, it's been a great prep for her, and I think over $100,000 from her last 3 starts for the owners. So she lines up in the listed Brisbane handicap over 1,600. Can she keep up her rich vein of form?
Well, I tell you what, the way she is in the stable at the moment, there's no reason why she can't. She's very bouncy and happy with life, and she's just an amazing filly. She seems to enjoy being in the stable. She enjoys getting looked after and pampered. And she's been in work a little while now, but I couldn't be more happy with her going to the race. And she's very fit. Just needs an ounce of luck. Obviously, the 11 barrier is very, very tricky. But if Larry's fortunate enough to find a slot there, midfieldish, or with a bit of cover there somewhere, I've got no doubt she'll be hitting the line very well. She's a lovely mare, and it'd be good to see her win a race like this.
Yeah, well, we know she's fit and well and in form, so you can't argue with that, can you? The other runner is Unguarded, who steps up in grade to a Class 3 plate over the 1,200 metres for her second up assignment, and Ben Thompson aboard here, first ride for the stable.
Yeah, well, I've been watching Ben, and I'm actually, he rides very well. He seems to sit very nice on horses. He's got good hands, and horses seem to run quite smoothly for him. So he's drawn a good gait on this mare. She's improved a lot from her first up run, which she would have to have. But obviously, Amici, who's high quality filly, is going to be very hard to beat. But I think if she gets the right run, this filly, she looks $1 million, and a bit of time in between runs certainly hasn't hurt her, and I'd expect her to be sort of getting home very, very late in the race. She should be finishing off nicely.
And she was obviously a performer at the trials prior to her first up run, and you've been happy with her since she's arrived at the stable?
Couldn't be more happy with her. She'll parade a very fit and healthy horse. Her coat looks $1 million, and I'd expect her to be very competitive.
Very good. Gold Coast on Saturday. One runner lines up there, Lucky Time, who no luck with the barrier guards. Barrier 11 for Alan Chow there. How's she travelling heading into this assignment for her owners, Hancock's Bloodstock?
Well, she's actually very well. she's a very fit mare, and her coat and has cleaned up nicely. And as you said, the barrier's not ideal, but I think if Alan's fortunate enough to get the right sort of luck on her and just behind 1 or 2 and get the right sort of run in the race, she'll certainly be very strong late as well. So she deserves to win a maiden, this mare. She's a trier. She always puts in. So be well deserved if she could break it there for a maiden.
And also worth noting, you had her nominated or accepted for midweek at Doomben. So obviously this is a different level to that.
Yeah, and look, if she'd have drawn well on Wednesday, I would have ran her, but she obviously drew poorly at Eagle Farm, and the hard track, I don't think would have suited her either. So hence the reason we waited for the coast. But look, she'll have to go around Saturday no matter what. And if she gets an ounce of luck, she'll be in the finish.
Okay, and Hancock's Bloodstock also have the other runner, which lines up at the Sunshine Coast on Sunday, Valley of Dreams, for Larry Cassidy, Barrier 1. Was a big first up run when rated a sort of 50-1 chance. I gather you would have been happy with that performance?
I thought she went really well. They went terribly slow in front, and she was back, back near the catches, back near the tail end. And I sort of thought that when they sprinted, they'd leave her flat-footed and she'd sort of whack away and she might beat 2 or 3 home. But I was pleasantly surprised to see her sort of get out late and pick up the momentum and pick up the ground that she did. So from a good draw, Larry's probably just going to be able to put her wherever he's comfortable. And I suppose weather will determine what part of the track's the best place to be. But if it's a fair playing field, she'll just posse up sort of midfieldish, something like that, I would suppose. And hopefully she can get home hard for us.
Yeah, interesting to see how she finishes off her race after that first up performance. So, well, there you go. That's the 4 runners for the weekend. And all the best to yourself and Connections over the weekend, and let's hope the winning run continues.
Good on you, Adam. Thanks, mate.